Hey, y'all. Get in here. Get in here, please. I know this is not our normal time to be talking, but we finna be talking. So, y'all come on in. Come on in and get comfortable. Please, please, please. And thank you. Hit the like button. Get comfortable. Put your foots up. We got to talk. We got to talk. Let me greet who's in here first. It ain't that many people, so this should go quick. Okay? Because y'all know me. I don't care how long ago. I'm greeting everybody every time anyway. Miss Thelma, hey, happy Friday. Thank you for being like number one. Miss Lovely T is like number two. Our resident Mary Kay lady is in the house. Listen, y'all, I would say I ain't the one to gossip, but I ain't the one to lie. I am the one to gossip. But let me tell y'all what I know to be a fact. It's going to be an auction on Mary Kay bundles in the Discord this weekend. I know that to be a fact. So y'all need to be in Discord. I'll be letting y'all know what I know as I know it, but I'm just telling y'all, if you trying to get the hookup on what's really going down, you need to be there. Hey, Miss Niecy, thank you for being number 3, girl. Aries Diva in the house. Hey, boo. Happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday to you. Linnell, thank you for being number 6, honey. Adrienne Marie, hey, girl. Thank you for being number 7. Divatude in the house. Thank you for being number 10, boo. Miss 904, Miss Jacksonville, Florida. Sean Living Life, how you doing, boo? Thank you for being number 11. Happy Friday to you. Oh, yes. You saw the Porsha interview and she didn't do bad. I don't think she did bad either. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to manage some stuff. All right. Yeah, I don't think Porsha did that bad either, but we got to talk about it, honey, because y'all saw what we talking about. Falynn mad as hell again. Falynn been mad the whole time. So we got to have a discussion about Falynn. I'm kind of over it with the Falynn of it all. I'm sick of her. And her, I'm not even gonna pick on the young man for being the pool boy because he was a young man, and we're gonna talk about that too. Hey, D Seratinas, I hope all is well with you too. This is my girl Queena in the house. Hey, sis, love you. Glad you're here. Thank you for being number 13. Makeup Addict in the house. Make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate you. Miss Kaiser Sose, hey girl, you on your way home? I know that's right. Thank you for being like number 13, honey. Listen, you forgot your like number. 15. Yep, there she go. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, y'all get on in here, like this video, share this video. We're gonna make sure we got everybody. All right, Zaline, hey sis, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. Yeah, I didn't finish all of it. We just gonna hit the highlights. Y'all know I don't find Porsha that interesting. So normally if it's an interview that I think is really interesting, y'all know my MO. I normally sit through the whole thing, take notes and all that. I don't find Porsha that interesting. I have no apologies for that. I think she's very pretty. She's entertaining when she's on the screen and there's something going on, but not enough for me to sit through a whole interview and take notes. I shan't. No way in the world. But we're gonna hit some of them highlights. Catherine Bennett, thank you for being like number 20. Magaline Lamar is number 22 on 22. Hey sis. All right, Aries Diva is also 22. We got D Crazy, D Amazing DS in the house, and she is number 22 running that reflection corner because she can't stay out of there with her crazy self. Hey, Kat. Thank you for being number 23. Priscilla Clemens. Hey, boo. Thank you for being number 25. Brianna King. Hey, love. Thank you for being 27. Y'all, hey, we legal. Deborah Randall is in the house, so Housewives Talk is legal, and she is number 25. All right. My beautiful niece, y'all know who she be. Couture Bay, hello, gorgeous. She's number 27. If y'all are not following our niece, make sure that you get to following her most Ricky Tick. We got to follow our baby because she keep us up to date on all the young folks stuff and what the hell going on out there. Because I can't keep up with all that. Vicky Black, hey, boo. Thank you for being number 28. I appreciate you. That's right. Tell them again, Queena, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Yeah, we need to hurry up and get in the room because it's a mess going on. Hey, Irish, how you doing? Thank heaven it's Friday. I like it. I like it. Nap Queen. I love your name. Thank you for being number 16. And I like the avatar. It's cute. It's cute. Texas Passion. Thank you for being like number 31. I appreciate it. Yeah, baby. The Mary Kay bundles. Let me tell you, Couture Bay. Our resident Mary Kay lady, I've been, ear hustling and stuff. And it ain't gonna be your regular degular. Them bundles gonna have stuff in it that don't normally go together. And when I say it's gonna be a whole auction, it's gonna be some free stuff thrown in. And I heard from a little bird that it's gonna be some stuff that you can't automatically get. And some of the stuff ain't Mary Kay stuff. It's some other stuff off in the mix. So please, when I tell y'all don't need to miss this one, you don't need to miss. That's all I'm saying. Don't be the one to hear about it later and be like, why y'all ain't tell me? Because I told you. Hey, Yvette, all the way from Birmingham, UK. That's my sis. She's in the house. Hey, girl. Thank you for being like number 51. I appreciate you. Y'all, look, hit that like button. Let's get this thing popping. Iris, thank you for being number 30. Falynn is dying for Porsha's attention. And I don't understand. I feel the same way I feel about the ladies on the show right now. Why is everybody begging Porsha to pay them some attention? And y'all know me, so you know this not coming from a place of hate at all. Like, Porsha's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Her wigs be nice. She got a mean shape. Her complexion is flawless. And I still don't see them beg why they keep begging for this lady's attention. Like, do they think if they get her attention, they can get a job on Bravo? Like, I don't know what this is about. I'm confused. I'm confused. I am truly in my spirit confused. You've been over Falynn. I'm so tired of Falynn. Like, she keep talking about receipts that she won't show nobody. I don't know what it is she want us to do with this. Like, girl, you went with that little boy and got pregnant. You and the man split. He started going with Porsha. The end. Like, what do you want us to say? I told y'all from way back when Porsha had her spinoff show, when everything came out about who contacted who first in the DMs, that she contacted Simon first, I told y'all then. I felt like Porsha was the one who snitched on Falynn. That's what I believe. I believe that Porsha snitched. She told that girl was pregnant, and then Simon was off to the races, and she was there to pick up what she could pick up and tuck it in her bag. What else can we say? But the truth of the matter is, Falynn is over and done. You done at this point, unless Falynn has left the little young boy, she done had 2 babies with this little boy and done married the little boy. You done bought him a ring, a truck, married him, might have gave him her last name for all we know. And you married to this little boy and got 2 babies with him. Ma'am, what else do you want us to do? You is no longer going with Simon. Now, was it a sweet deal? Yes. You had an old man that you could pick his pockets and you didn't even have to hunch him. But that wasn't enough. You couldn't just stay there and count your money and eat your food. You had to go hunch the towel boy. Now we got to keep hearing about this forever. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Aries D would say, I didn't find her interesting either, so I didn't watch it. I'm glad someone else did to make it interesting for me. Well, I feel you, and my hat's off because I understand. I'm grabbing highlights, so we're going to talk about what it is. So we got to deal with that. We're going to have a little chit-chat about the money of it all. And the reason we're going to have a chit-chat about the money is because, Black people can't quit talking about the money. We do like money. We do like money around here. So we're going to talk about the money. And then we got to have a little talk about K. Michelle. Because I told y'all Sunday, I have eaten said crow. I've eaten the crow. Nobody even give me none of the Louisiana hot sauce or nothing to put on it. I just had to eat the crow. I thought K. Michelle was going to be a great fit for this show, and it looks like it was a horrible mistake. And we got to dig into, the mistake of it all, because it ain't looking good. I'm just going to say that. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good at all. And see, Aries D would say he changed his last name to hers. I thought that's what I heard, but I couldn't say for sure. So I didn't want to just jump off that bridge, but that's what I thought I believed to be the facts. That's what I thought I had believed to be the facts, that he did indeed take her name, which is a little, hey, I guess it's a new day. We doing new things. Don't know what else to call that. So let's go ahead and yes, Queena, that's what the people said. I thought I had heard that. Yeah, that he took her name. He's a young boy. He's like her foster son or something. Really creepy. Hey, happy to be happy. All right. The last like number is your number. I know that's right, girl. I know that's right. So number 40. All right, like number 40. So let's get into what we got going on. I'm gonna run the vertical at the same time. So if y'all are in here and you get a notification, don't leave. You're in the right place. But we finna make sure we don't lose nobody, because y'all know YouTube don't always let people know when I am live. Okay, I had to get my emotional support elephant, and yeah, now we ready. So look, bottom line, Porsha WIlliams was on Carlos King, right? And while on Carlos King, there were several things that came up. Did she discuss the K Michelle of it all? Yes. Did she discuss Shamia Morton? Kind of, sort of, but not really. I felt like she started into that in a way that she was like telling Carlos that she don't really feel comfortable talking about Shamia, but she still said enough to let us know that it's going to be something go on between her and Shamia, which that ain't no big shock, because we heard when they started filming, we heard a couple of things, that there was a whole altercation between Porsha and Shamia at one point during filming. So something did go on. So she did discuss that. Carlos had to bring up the money because he's messy, and that's kind of what he does. Yes, foster son, you know. And then there was a conversation about the Simon and Falynn of it all. Hey, everybody on the vertical, Lauren Brown, the Lauren Brown girl, we live. We got a regular live going, but y'all know I do the vertical to make sure anybody who didn't get the notification for the first one will get a notification here, and then I can kind of shuffle y'all over here to the regular live. So thank y'all for popping in, and then we're going to pop on over. Pop in and pop on over, because you know I don't keep this one running. I keep this one running, but I don't keep this one running. Okay? So we're going to look at a couple of these clips. I think it should be safe to do, because Carlos King, for all his faults, he does not seem to be one of those people that throws a hissy fit if you play a clip, which is a good thing, you know, because a lot of them ain't like that. If we going to be real, a lot of them are not like that, and they go out of their way to be really nasty about clips and things like that. And he doesn't seem to do that. So I'm gonna go and play with it a little bit, because I do want to discuss some of these clips, and I want to be able to do it so y'all can hear the words out this heifer's mouth herself. You know, hearing it from me is one thing, but y'all know, anytime it's possible, anytime it's even a remote possibility for me to let you hear it out of the person's mouth. Hey, Money Grip. We live on StreamYard on a regular live. I just did the vertical so I wouldn't miss you. Hey, Wicked 5488. Yo, y'all come over to the regular live. See, this is why I did a vertical, because I know YouTube won't give y'all notifications, and then without the notification, you don't know I'm live, and then y'all be like, well, dang, Nitra, where you been? Right here. Like, I took a little break recently, but other than that, like, I really haven't taken a lot of breaks. So let's get into what she had to say, because so what y'all want to, let's get into the whole Shamia thing first. Let's get into that first, because why not? Right? I miss you, Wicked. Y'all listen, when I end this one, you know to hit the icon for the channel and come right over. Hit the icon for the channel and come right on over to the live that's still popping. Okay, so I'm gonna end this live and y'all come over. If you in this live and I'm looking at you here, don't you go nowhere. You in the right place. Golden Life, how you been doing? Thank you for being number 35. Good to see you. The Lauren Brown is number 59. I know that's right. Dana Brown, hey boo, thank you for being 41. Y'all come on in, shoes off, get comfortable. No time for you. Hey girl, we on the other live. I'm about to end this one. Hit the icon for the channel and slide on over. You know how we do. Slide. Okay. All right. Let me end this one. Okay. All right. So let's get into it, child. Let's get into it, honey. Oh, baby. This is a mess. I can't even believe we in no mess like this. And then I want y'all to tell me what the hell y'all think went on, because I think that ain't no telling where this went. There go our girl. No time for you to slid up and through here. I love the secret squirrel. I love secret squirrel as the avatar. Come on through. Wicked. Thank you for being number 47. Y'all slide on in. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. Us is finna share the screen. Right, Queen? A hot spicy mess. So let's get it. Let's get it. So let's just hear it. Come on.
Shamia ever once.
Hold on. Let me make sure I got it big enough. I want y'all to hear what's going on. Let me slide my big old head down to the bottom. Hey, political junkie. Thank you for being number 49, sis. Okay. Now let's listen to what's being said and let's get into it. And we got to try to figure out what the hell went on.
Shamia ever once come to you and say, hey, friend, I want to be a housewife of Atlanta. Put your girl on.
First of all, I'll say this. I shy away from talking about Shamia in recent interviews, just because in season 17, she did something so low down, so disrespectful, so hurtful, and so unwarranted that I do shy away from speaking about her, because what ended up happening out of nowhere, it was something that just taught me, okay, you really probably shouldn't speak about this person too much. You should probably just, step back and let her have it. You know what I mean? It really got to that place. And because
Shamia ever
got to that place. And because at the end of the day, this show, yes, it's a show, but our friendship was real. And her still being on the show, I had to come into the season knowing, okay, you know what? We're no longer friends. We no longer have a relationship at all. But you know what? She's got her position and she should shine, period. Like, she's going to shine. I always knew it. I always rooted for it. It's all I wanted in the beginning for her. It's all I would root for behind the scenes for her. And just because she and I are not close or have any relationship doesn't mean we can't be on the show and just coexist. And so I tried to do that the best of my ability. But it did get very bad in the end of the show. Like, she ended up bringing something and I was like, this is out of the blue. Like, we had got to that place. And because at the end of the day, this show, yes, it's a show, but our friendship was real. And her still being on the show, I had to come into the season knowing, okay, you know what? We're no longer friends. We no longer have a relationship at all. But you know what? She's got her position and she should shine, period. Like, she's going to shine. I always knew it. I always rooted for it. It's all I wanted in the beginning for her. It's all I would root for behind the scenes for her. And just because she and I are not close or have any relationship doesn't mean we can't be on the show and just coexist. And we had actually started kikiing and stuff, and it just... So I do shy away from speaking about her, just because I just don't understand what's there. It seems to be something that I'd rather not engage with. I've just moved on. It's a lot of women on this season. It's almost 9.
There's 8 housewives.
It's 8 housewives.
Cynthia makes a friend of 9.
9. Yeah. So it's a lot of people to engage with. So it really doesn't take that much away from the show. You know what I mean? It's not like because she and I aren't close that it's taken away. It's not. I found my people. She's got her people. And that's pretty much how we work it. And we had actually...
Okay, so y'all see where this is going. Now, I'm going to just ask y'all, what the hell do y'all think done went on this goddamn show? I'm just going to ask, what do y'all think happened? What could Shamia have done that was so outlandish? Now I'm gonna just tell y'all, political junkie, I gotta agree with you. It do sound like Porsha has grown up a lot. Regardless of me calling her the Black Mamba, because she got a little reptile in her family. She does seem to have matured a lot. I'm gonna give her that. I'm gonna give her that. That I'm gonna give her. But I just feel like it either had to be something about PJ or maybe something about the mamas. I don't know what else could have happened. Deborah Randall say whatever happened, it occurred in Scotland on Porsha's trip. You know what? I do remember them saying it was during the Cass trip. So I wonder what the hell Shamia could have done. Y'all, what do y'all think? Oh, shared my life. Thank you. See, she don't just have a gorgeous face. She has a gorgeous heart. That is so sweet. Makeup Addict said, I think whatever happened between their mothers is the issue. And once you drag my mama, it's F you and your mama. It could have been some of your mama stuff. It could have been some of the mama stuff. But I'm sorry, after we got the lowdown on what happened between Miss Sarah and Miss Diane, Shamia is moving like they say she moving like they say her mama moved. Yeah, Porsha seemed to have done very well in the interview. She seems well spoken. She doesn't sound like she's struggling for responses. She's articulating things fairly well. A little bit of repeating, but for the most part, that's really awesome for Porsha, actually. Yvette say about her mom and not giving everything to Bravo without more money. No, yeah, she meant this season. We ain't seen it yet, Yvette. But their Cass trip, from my understanding, like Deborah Randall just said, happened in Scotland. And that is around the time that we heard the rumors that Shamia and Porsha had a whole altercation, some hullabaloo that could have turned into fisticuffs. That type of shenanigans and tomfoolery. Shamia probably told Simon something. I mean, I think it's something. It got to be something worse than that, Couture Bay, for her to say. What did she say? Hurtful. She said it was disrespectful. No, low down, disrespectful, hurtful, and unwarranted. So that means she thinking everything cool, and Shamia done came out of left field and did something wild, like she went and lied on Phaedra. And can we talk about the fact that the sneak peek is going to cover the fact that Kelly's the one said that Pinky was eating steaks, and they all sitting in that lady's face like they don't know who said it. DS say maybe Shamia wore something awful and distasteful again. Lord, see, go check the chairs in the corner, sis. Check the chairs in the corner. Make sure they all lined up neat, because I trust you to be crazy. Adrian Maria says it seems like Porsha is done with Shamia for good. I would be too. That's what I'm thinking, Couture Bay. This had to be something to do with PJ or Diane, and I'm leaning toward PJ. I'm leaning toward Shamia must have said something out the way, because the rumors were during filming that Porsha and Shamia were about to get physical. And Porsha has been showing a lot of growth, and I feel like the only thing that could make her backpedal and backslide into physicality would probably be PJ or Diane, and it's kind of, I'm leaning toward the PJ of it all too. Hey Juan, what's up? We miss you, bro. Good evening, Sean. What you say? Well, from what we can see on the show so far, Shamia has been starting stuff behind the scenes, lying on Phaedra for one, so who knows? Dash real. Bianca the Beautiful is in the chat. Y'all know that's our head archangel, keeping the chat safe for you and me. Real quick on the housekeeping, y'all know the rules. Hit the like button, put your like number in the chat. Also, if you see someone that you have never met and you ain't seen them here before, say welcome. Spam the chat with the word welcome. If they ain't been here in a while, say welcome back. And if it's your first time hanging with us, please put FTL in the chat for first time live so we can welcome you personally and individually, because we are indeed very happy to have you here. Okay. And make sure no bickering, arguing, or being mean or rude in my chat, because y'all know Sunday we had us a fool come up in here looking like an inbred possum, thought he was gonna be rude to Auntie, and that was never going. So y'all please be nice. If y'all catch somebody getting out of pocket, y'all deal with them so I don't have to, because if you leave them for me, I'm gonna get them. Okay. Yeah. Now Shamia's thirsty. Well, she kind of is. She kind of is. Okay. So yeah, make sure y'all welcoming folks. If it's your first time, let us know so we can welcome you. And remember to be sweet. Okay. Be so sweet that folks need an insulin shot. All right. Be real sweet around here. All right. So let's grab the next clip. But I would like to know what the hell happened in Scotland. And I would love to know what in the hell, what in the name of God, what on earth? What on earth Shamia has done. So let's take a look at this clip. This is where she starts getting into the K Michelle of it all. Just
K Michelle did do tweets even after the episode aired, where we saw the episode end and it seemed like y'all hugged it out, everything's good. Yeah. But then the tweets started to happen afterwards, where she sort of is doubling down on she doesn't trust you. What do you have to say about that?
I think that's another situation where someone has decided that this is the route they need to take. I don't think this is the route that K Michelle needs to take or has to take. I think it's a wrong road. But at the end of the day, if you have been watching the show and then you are finally on the show, you decide this is how you're going to enter, this is how I'll make my mark, then it is what it is. This is the game she decides to play. And I only say that because whether or not, and I will say, when I said it to her, I had first asked her, was it okay? Did she want to openly speak about her situation? Number two, the reason why I asked her, did she want to speak about it on camera, is because I didn't know specifically what it was. No one told us. Even when I texted K Michelle prior to that scene at the nail shop, I was like, hey, you're in the hospital, you know, are you okay? She said, oh,
K Michelle did do tweets even.
are you okay? She said, oh yeah, you know, I had to have a procedure or whatever. She never told me what it was for. So I had no idea which part of her was, you know, a problem. I had no idea. So of course.
So let me pause her, because I think that was the general consensus that all of us got Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Not just Sunday, but you know, when everything happened. I think that was the general consensus that all of us had, which was Porsha didn't know what it was, and then Porsha told her, like, I didn't know anything had happened with your bottom, you know, or whatever. And y'all gonna hear her mention something that I didn't even catch. I think some of y'all caught it in hindsight, but I didn't catch it when everything happened. She points out, and y'all gonna hear her point out, and I am hollering one talking about I ate the dude up. I didn't want to eat no possum, but the possum served itself. And I am from the country, so you know, bone, apple, teeth. Yeah. So she points out that Cynthia even was assuming the same thing. So that it just goes to show it was a very normal thing for women to assume, and you in the company of women talking about your health as a woman. Nobody in their right mind would think that that was anything shady. That's just dumb to me. It was really dumb. And see, y'all, DS is acting up. Bianca, get your sister. DS say K Michelle has leaky draws and wanted to be mad at anybody. Leaky draws, sis. See if we can put some cake and punch in the reflection corner, because we definitely need you to head back in there. Put some cake and punch. You know them thin slices of cake they have at the church annex. Some of those, and the red punch in the little paper cups. Yes. Yvette say, and she made sure it was a private room. Yes. And she asked, like we all caught that Porsha asked that lady if it was okay to talk about what happened. She's saying she didn't know what it was. She told K Michelle to her face she didn't know what the issue was, you know, but she asked permission ahead of time. She asked you. Okay. That's right. That's right. Grab your sister. Yeah. Hold her hand. And y'all go make sure it's snacks in there. Okay, here we go.
As a woman, I know we making TV. It is what it is. I'm not going to just sit here and start asking her about what she was in the hospital for, what procedure, if she's not ready. So I wanted to first say, hey, are you good talking about it? Because at the end of the day, I don't care if this is our job to speak about personal stuff or not. I don't care if she talks about it in a scene with her doctor on camera or not. If I then need to pivot the conversation away from specifics, I'm going to do that. But she said, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. And she proceeded to tell us what was going on. Unfortunately, she was bearing the lead. I mean, she went on to the story for a while before she even mentioned it was her bottom. During that time, you know, we're standing there. I'm like, oh, what she was mirrored what I had been through. You're sitting there in a pool of fluid. Same thing had happened to me prior to having Pilar. Pilar's my rainbow baby. But I had a miscarriage at home by myself, woke up, same thing. Are you okay? She said, oh, yeah. So I was like, oh, so it came to mind. Was it a miscarriage? Right after that, she giggled and said, girl, I thought the same thing.
Now, see, that's the part I did not catch, and I had to go back. And K. Michelle did say she thought the same thing. So how the hell, right? And Cynthia said, your water broke. Right. That's the part I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. Hold on. Y'all, I'm trying to run the whole world. From my phone. Right. And that's the thing. Cynthia was like, did your water break? You know, a lot of women have been through that. So it's like, it's just not that far-fetched. And like Couture say, plus Porsha done had miscarriages too. So what are you even saying? That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, like there was no way to know, but it's just wild that, you know, she basically in that moment didn't have a problem. And what I think, y'all, she waited until she talked to Pinky for Pinky to tell her she had a problem. That's what I think.
We moved on with the conversation. She continued to describe more fluid that did not have blood. Cynthia then said, like your water broke? We're women, all of us.
That's the part I didn't catch. I didn't catch that Cynthia had said like your water broke. I didn't know, you know what I mean? I didn't even know that part had happened. But I think K. Michelle had a problem once her and Pinky sat down and cooked up some bull crap, and Shamia said that Phaedra said something about Pinky. Then that's when she decided, oh yeah, she's, you know, she was picking with me. She didn't feel like nobody was picking with her up until then, is what I think.
Are in a trusted space. We all have uteruses, vaginas. And we're talking about things that we all have been through. We're all trying to relate to her, for her to open up and, you know, talk about what she's got going on. So in that moment, I didn't feel anything. I didn't, you know, think that anything had offended her. It wasn't until I met with her at the lunch table and she was like, oh, what's when you said miscarriage? I was taken back, you know, like, oh my God, how could you think that I would, you know, try to offend you or, you know, call you out or even, oh my God, interview about a miscarriage? And I could have gone on like, well, how could you think? But I said, you know what? Respect how she feels. Whether she thinks I meant it, whether I did not mean it, whatever my intentions were, this is how she feels. So in that moment, I said to her, I apologize. Forget my excuse of, oh, I have been through before, because none of that fucking matters. If you genuinely, so I was like, oh, so whatever my intentions were, this is how she feels. So in that moment, I said to her, I apologize. Forget my excuse of, oh, I have been through before, because none of that fucking matters. If you genuinely feel like what I said offended you, okay, I hear you. And I'll never do that again. I'll be careful and make sure that I temper or wait till you go ahead and say what was going on. So in that moment, I felt like we handled that conversation very adult, very mature. Whatever my intentions were, this is how she feels. So in that moment, I said to her, I apologize.
This is the thing. This is the thing. I get what Porsha's saying. Hey, Cheryl, where you been, girl? I get what Porsha's saying. If the girl genuinely felt that, I see apologizing because that's the type of person I am. It don't have to be real. If it's real to you, I'm going to respect it. Thank you to Sabra Hardy for the Cash App. That's my first support of the whole day. Thank you so much, Sabra. I appreciate you, girl. Let me send a heart back. Let me send a heart back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I just don't believe that K. Michelle felt that way. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think Kay was genuinely offended, or put 2 if you think she pretending to be offended. She picking an issue, because I don't believe it. Let me put my 2, because I personally feel like K Michelle is picking an issue. I don't think she genuinely believed a goddamn thing. Hold on. I just don't believe it. I see 2s. Thank you, because I'm trying to figure out if I'm tripping. Tanya, hey Tanya. Tanya say 2. That's a cute dress, girl. K Michelle, but must look like Frankenstein project at this point. It could. It could. You know what I'm saying? People make mistakes. People make mistakes. I can work with you with a mistake. But what I can't work with is you weaponizing your leaky buns against other people. And that's what I'm not really feeling. It feels like K Michelle is trying to weaponize leaky buns against Porsha. Now, Porsha may be a reptile. You know, she is one of the creatures that be in the reptile enclosure. You know, we call her the Black Mamba around here. Hey, God's anointed daughter. Lulu, thank you for being number 66, girl. However, hey, Mia, welcome. She says she believed K Michelle was genuinely offended. Okay, well, at least somebody believe her, because we don't, sis. We don't. We believe she lying through her teeth. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sean said he said it was fake beef from the jump. But this is the thing. Why Porsha may spend time in the reptile enclosure? It's not right to weaponize leaky buns against people. You can't do that. You just can't go around weaponizing leaky buns. You made a mistake. You got some injections. Okay, well and good. I don't blame her for it. Y'all know I'm the first one to tell people, do not police women's bodies. Definitely do not police Black women's bodies. If she felt the need to, enhance herself, God bless her, and anybody else who choose to. I wish she did it the right way so she wouldn't have compromised her health. But at the same time, you cannot take leaky buns to use against people. You can't do that. You can't do that. You just can't do that. Now let's hear Mia's standpoint, because she believed K Michelle, and we do need more than one standpoint. We don't just need an echo chamber. Mia said Porsha and K Michelle been friends. True. Porsha called Kay and asked Kay to carry her pocketbook when she met Beyonce. She didn't ask her to carry it. She came and Porsha carried the pocketbook. She said she was happy to carry the pocketbook or whatever. But she didn't ask her to do it. However, that ain't got nothing to do with her not knowing why that girl was in the hospital, sis. Mia say she from Decatur. Porsha's trash. I mean, whether she is or ain't, that ain't even the question. The question is this person who you believe to be trash and I believe to be a reptile, is she guilty of assuming that a woman covered in fluid could be a miscarriage? Because I just don't see it. I don't believe K Michelle was genuinely offended. I just don't see it. It doesn't make sense. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, I'm just not saying it though. I think it's wild. I just think it's wild. And to be honest, Kay making herself look crazy. They had discussions. We all see what Kay was going through. Yeah, but that don't mean that you know. Okay, so now since we talking, because I like when people talk with me. So think about it. If you a woman, you talking with other women, girl, I was just sitting there, and before I knew, I was covered in fluid. Like you said, they had discussions. Did you see the last conversation her and Porsha had when she was talking about she was trying to have a baby and having difficulty having the baby? Did you forget that? Because I didn't. Did you forget that? Because I didn't. So with that being said, we can't out of one corner of our mouth say, well, they had discussions, so she should know that K. Michelle butt was leaking. We ain't heard K. Michelle tell her butt was leaking. We ain't heard that. We did, however, hear K. Michelle tell Porsha, I'm trying to have a baby. I really want a little girl. I'm having difficulty getting pregnant. I'm having difficulty having a baby. So why would she not then, according to you, go off the conversations that she done had with K. Michelle? K. Michelle didn't have no conversations with that girl explaining she had leaky buns. You know what I'm saying? I can't just make it up as I go. That's what she said. You sending Tanya to the corner. Tanya, what did you do? Someone needs to send Leaky Buns to the corner. She couldn't sit on my couch. I bet you she wouldn't sit on mine neither. Now, I'm going to just keep it real with you. Unless I could put a chuck pad down. You know, chucks, the chucks that, we have to sit on after we have children. I promise you, everywhere she sat in my house, it would be a chuck up under her. I promise you that. Because you're not finna leak all over my settee and stuff. We ain't finna do that. I don't want to hear about K. Michelle having that fix-a-flat in her butt all season. Now, you know what? That's why DS came to get you. You get on in that corner with DS because you just as crazy as her. Y'all all crazy together. Yeah. Tell her again, B. Tanya, you going right with her. Get your cousin. Get her. Yvette say, that's why I put 1 and 2. Because Kay was tweeting in real time, so I see the delusion. But it also seems her and Pinky have a plan to take down the OGs. Definitely looks like it. That's why I said in the moment she wasn't mad. She didn't get mad till she talked to Pinky. And Pinky was mad because Shamia had done went and told him lies. Mia say understandable, but you don't think Porsha would know that she's pregnant? No, she wouldn't know. She wouldn't know. She wouldn't know that. They're not besties. But if we cool and the last thing you told me is you trying to have a baby and you having difficulty having a baby, and then the next thing you tell me when we talk is, girl, I was sitting there and it was fluid everywhere. I'm going to assume it got to do with the baby because it's not normal that people got leaky buns. Leaky buns is not a normal scenario, y'all. We got to be honest about a couple things. Yes, Queen, a chuck pad. I put one of them chuck pads up under her. You wouldn't be sitting on nothing in my goddamn house. Wouldn't sit on nothing. Yeah, it's giving alliance, but it's giving a corny alliance. Brandon Martin, what's happening? I'm so glad to see you. Mia says she love Pinky. I can't stand Pinky. I can't stand her. You saying you like her food or you actually like her? Because if that's the case, I got to keep you. Hold on. Yeah, we got to keep you. If you like Pinky, Mia, you can't go nowhere. Because we got to have somebody who like these people. Because y'all know when you come over here, I don't like none of them. Okay? And then in the chat, it's a lot of people don't like folks. So if it's somebody that like Pinky, you got to stay, sis. I'm sorry. I hate to hold you hostage, but we can't let you leave. We can't let you leave. We can't do that. Yvette say Kay made it sound like her and Porsha spoke about her butt in the hospital, but it was way prior. Right. She mentioned she had issues, but she didn't go into details like, girl, if I sit down somewhere, my butt gonna leak. She ain't told nobody that. Hey, Aries son, thank you for being number 71, girl. Black smile. Hey, sis, thank you for being 66. Happy Friday. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense. Bankruptcy and booty ruptures. It's a sad alliance. Tanya, girl, you know I love you. Listen, I don't know why you crazy like that, but just stay. Just don't leave. Please don't leave. DS say she needed some huggies, not huggies. Cynthia Christian, what's going down? Thank you for being number 69. Mia say Pinky good with her. You just confirmed that you are now being held hostage. Do not go anywhere. We will send somebody to look for you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for identifying yourself. Don't you go nowhere, because we need to have somebody on her side, because I'm not one of them. Angie girl say, I don't like that dirty ball head tennis ball. Golly, ball head. And I mean, it's true, but you listed them separately. I thought certain stuff supposed to run concurrent. I thought it's supposed to run concurrent, not, consecutive. Okay. Yeah, Pinky fake is a $3 bill. I can agree with that. Yvette says she ain't show about Pinky yet. She calls her a boss chick. We don't do that around here, baby. We don't hate on nobody. I just don't like people. And I don't have to like you. You having money don't make me like you or dislike you. I love to see people with dark skin with money. It's exciting to me. Anybody I see with black skin and money makes me happy, but I don't like her. Her money ain't gonna make me like her. Either I like you or I don't. Your money don't help you with me, okay? Cynthia said, I don't like Pinky or K. Michelle. Listen, let me tell y'all, this is tearing at me because I actually love K. Michelle. I love K. Michelle. Her antics and all. But I just don't like her. I don't like the behavior that Pinky is giving. We don't have to be from Atlanta. She's not either. That's a whole Jamaican woman. Are you okay? What's your point? She got some money. That's not going to make me like you. Catherine, did you see that nut said bankruptcy and booty problems is the madness and sadness 2.0? Are y'all seeing Catherine? Catherine, DS, come get your sister. Y'all out of control today. Y'all is out of control today. I don't know what to do. Bankruptcy and booty problem is madness and sadness 2.0. I'm tired. Makeup addict say, I used to like K. Michelle. This B is shaking the table when she came on RHOA acting like a fool. The first episode, I was like, yes, my girl K. Michelle, because she's funny, she crazy, I love it. And then when she started acting, it was like, nah, man. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's a fair question. Why I don't like Pinky. Let me give you all the reasons why I don't like Pinky. Reason number one I don't like Pinky is her face and her hair. I'm going to just start there, okay? I don't like nothing about it. I don't like the way she carry herself. I don't like the way she fix herself up or lack thereof. I don't like the fact that she appears to be very disingenuous on camera. I don't like the fact that I can see that they're trying to do like an alliance type thing, and that always makes the Housewives shows suck. And I'm somebody who reviews these shows. I watch them and review them the same night. And you don't know how hard that makes my job when I got to watch people fake and try to overproduce scenes. I don't want to see you produce a goddamn thing. I want you to be your authentic self. And I don't feel like Pinky is doing that. I don't really care for the every 2 seconds. You know, it's kind of like Wendy Osefo, her whole first season. I did not like Wendy Osefo the first season. I got photography. I'm not crazy about Pinky. Every 2 seconds, I built this, I did that. I'm the first this, and I'm the black that. It's like, girl, let us get to know you. We already heard about your accolades before you got here. We want to know you, and I don't want to hear all that. Wendy cleaned it up. Hopefully, Pinky can clean it up. But right now, I don't like her. Right now, I just don't like her at all. I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry. Now, Yvette said she did good on Watch What Happens Live. I didn't watch it because y'all know, again, I don't like Andy Cohen. Because what do I tell y'all? Everybody put it in the chat. Seanitra don't like nobody. So that's why I say ain't no point in coming in here and getting sensitive, because I don't like none of them. I can promise you, I can write you a dissertation on why I dislike every hooker on that cast. I thought K. Michelle was going to be the exception to the rule, but I don't like her either. Not right now. Because K. Michelle is playing into the foolishness too. I just don't care for it. Now you don't like erasers without pencils. Tilly say Pinky was born in Maryland. That means she's a Jamaican. Are you okay? How you going to have Jamaican parents, but you're not Jamaican? That's like me saying or my cousins who are Black American because they daddy was in the service in Germany. They German. No, they not. They Black Americans. They were just born in Germany. That's a whole Jamaican woman. She ain't from no doggone Atlanta. I don't change nothing I said. Nothing at all. Catherine say, you ain't gotta grab me, sis. I'm going. Okay, good. Head on to the corner. Now, Tanya says, K. Michelle is very insecure, so I figured she wouldn't get along with the girls. She likes Pinky because she's a dry tennis ball head, so she's not jealous. Well, now you got to look at that's also her soror. That's also her soror. Don't discount that. Don't discount that. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be some camaraderie there. There's going to be some camaraderie there because that is her soror. And you know, that's to be expected. There go Mama's Peanut, number 75. Ain't she fine? That's Mama Baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm all I can say is I hope Pinky can turn it around because right now she ain't really showing it. She ain't really showing us nothing right now. Hey, Venus Lacey. But I do believe that's why K. Michelle is trying to pick a beef where it just ain't one. Trying to say I don't like Pinky being in a whole marriage, tell everybody about her serious financial issues and decisions, but won't talk to her husband. I mean, I don't think that's cool, Sean, but I don't know whether I have a right to dislike that because that's that lady husband. That's her marriage. I can't tell her how to run it. I wouldn't think it's a good idea. You know, your husband trying to be supportive, you know, talk to your husband. That's what I would think. Needs to say you broke down. Yeah, you know me. I can always tell you why I don't like these women. I don't like any of them, and that's never going to change. Hey, Rochelle, thank you for being number 77. Cynthia says she just don't like her behavior. I can dig that. Hey, Cent 58, thank you so much for being number 79, sis. I appreciate it. Yep, Robin is also her soror, and she still drugged that couch potato. Well, she drugged the couch potato, Robin, because Robin came out her face sideways about her first. Now, if Pinky had came out her face sideways about K. Michelle, I'm pretty sure Kimberly Michelle would have drugged her too. But since Robert don't know how to, you know, act like a sister, she got drugged. I mean, you know. No, K. Michelle is absolutely not Alpha Kappa Alpha. No, ma'am. She is Delta Sigma Theta. She is Crimson and Cream. She is absolutely not one of the first and finest. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I love K. Michelle, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But yeah, so that's what had happened there. So let's get this quick clip, if we can, of what Porsha had to say about the whole Drew Sidora and K. Michelle thing. Because I'm interested to see what the hell caused that too. Let's just get into all of it since we're here.
Listen, I don't want to go too hard on K. Michelle. I'll just say this. In general, as a person, in any space, you could be at work, it could be a family member, it could be a friend. If you're in any group and you are talking to somebody and they don't have a heart to understand you, they don't want to understand you, it could be for whatever reason, ratings, or want to be right, or just want to see you as wrong. They're never going to understand. They're never going to actually say out loud, oh, I understand, because they're too busy trying to do something else, whatever that else may be. So I said, okay, cool. So at this point, you know, I know what else happens in the season. And although she's funny and she's adorable, I don't know how it's going to go over. I don't think that what was happening with her and Drew is going to go over as well as maybe she thinks it will. I don't. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think that when she looks back at this first season, she'll probably be like, oh, I probably chose the wrong team. And I probably should have gone about things in a more authentic way.
You think this is the team that she chose in the Shamia, Pinky,
Kelly? I don't know, because I wasn't privy to those conversations. Okay. I wasn't, you know. Listen, I don't want to go too hard.
And I do want to know what caused the whole thing with Drew and K. Michelle. Because I'm not gonna say anything about that until I see. Because at the end of the day, Drew is good at being a victim. K. Michelle is good at being dramatic. So we'll just have to wait and see. We just got to wait and see on that one. I'm not willing to throw my hat in the ring at all, but it is interesting to hear Porsha say that it might not go over well. It's given that it could be that she feels like K. Michelle overplayed something, or she could just feel like the crowd is going to, you know, take Drew's side and see Drew as the victim again. Because, you know, Drew got some strange fans too. As y'all know, I don't like her either. At this point, when I mention people, y'all are welcome to put in the chat, you don't like her either. Because it's true. It's true. I don't like her either. Deborah says, isn't Robin Dixon the same? Yes, that's what we're saying. Robin is a DST as well, but she came out her mouth sideways, and so K. Michelle backed her right back into her own mouth. K made her swallow her own head and call that girl a couch potato. Yes, she did. So let's complete this.
I wasn't, I'm not a part of it. You know what I mean? But I think that she is a cool girl, but Housewives isn't that. Housewives, at the root of what our fans want to see, back in the day when you were producing the show, it's about what's honest. And if you're talking to someone, we wish somebody would apologize to us back in the day. We used to be like, can you just apologize? Can you just understand you hurt my feelings? And you still wouldn't get an apology, or whatever it was. And if you had an issue with somebody, it was a real damn issue. Like, you felt it. You really felt it. And so it's her first season. She was already an established star. She will be a star far beyond this show. She will have a great career on this show. I just think that this season will probably be a learning lesson for K. Michelle. Okay. Remember telling her at that lunch table, I said, and I told her that day she told me that story, and I told her that day at that lunch table, I said, I know what you've been through, and I know what triggers you have. I know you could be sensitive. I said, I want you to know I'm not that girl. And the people who I have around you, Cynthia and Phaedra, we're not those girls. I am the type of person, I want to protect my friend. I want to be there for you. And I'm genuine. So I told her, I'm going to show you how I friend. And the way we're having this conversation right now, I appreciate you coming to me. Let's talk about it. I also want to talk to you. Now, at the time, I had no idea she had done a whole scene with Pinky and a scene with Cynthia calling me dumb and a this and a that. I was like, oh, goodness.
When you watched it for the first time, how did it make you feel?
So when I watched K. Michelle her punishment was too hard for what she called the crime. I said, okay. I picked them up on, I texted her. Because that's how I am. Ask Candy. Ask anybody. Ask Sheree. If you do, I'm going to text right away as I'm watching the show. And I said, hey, I just want you to know I'm watching the show. And I see that you still didn't feel, or you were still upset. And I told her that day, you still didn't feel, or you were still upset with, me speaking to you about the situation. I said, I want you to know I am sincere and that I never would have wanted to offend you about that. When I spoke with Shamia, she never told me any detail. You never told me anything of a detail of your bottom. I never would have done that. And I just want you to know from my heart, even though I saw her call me all them names, I was like, fuck all that. Let me make her as a woman understand that at the root of it, I never would have made fun of you. She said, okay, I truly appreciate that, etc. And, I appreciate you reiterating that you didn't know her, blah, blah. So I said, okay, cool. Put the phone down. We were done. Oh, my God. The next day, she's tweeting saying, oh, well, what if you was to die? And was you doubling down? I was like, okay, I see what I'm dealing with. You still.
So at that point, Porsha, don't apologize no more. Not to be funny, because Porsha ain't nobody victim either. Can I get an amen? Porsha ain't nobody victim. But God dang, I be dang if I'm gonna keep apologizing to you. I'm not finna keep apologizing to you, man. Hell no. That's never gonna happen. Like when I say never gonna happen, it's never gonna happen. To me, for me to keep apologizing to somebody and then they sit in your face and act like it's cool, then turn around and complain again, and then it's cool, and then you complain again, no matter how many times I apologize, it ain't enough. You never okay. Listen, if you're going to be mad, stay mad. Drop dead mad. Stay the hell away from me while you, I'm not finna do that. Like, I'm a person that I don't mind apologizing. One of my children here, she can tell you, I apologize to my own babies. I apologize to my bonus children I ain't even gave birth to. Mama, sorry. TT, sorry. But I'd be John Brown if I'm going to keep apologizing to you and you still showing your tail. Now, God darn it, it's limits. Now, you ain't going to just do me any kind of way because I can take a lot. You're not going to do that. You're going to be easy. You take it a little easy now. Don't do too much. Juan say, I watched the interview where K. Michelle said she wasn't trying to make friends, but trying to make a show. So she was just trying to amp up the beef to make a show. And I agree that that's a possibility. I still think that her and Pinky, maybe they came up with a plan. Maybe they was going to be Pinky and the brain. Okay, she the brain, Pinky's Pinky. They came up with a plan. That could have been it. That really could have been what it was. Mia say Drew has lost her kids at home. She need to concentrate on the bigger picture. Well, see what happened. You got to remember, Mia. We know this in real time, right? But when they was filming, she had not been put out of Ralph's house. Like everybody keeps saying, Porsha in that man house. No, this is really that man house. That's why Drew got put out that man house. And she don't have a children no more. But that hadn't happened yet. So when this was happening on the show, and her and K. Michelle going back and forth, yada, 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 she was still in the house and still gloating about the man being put in the basement of his own house, which, I'll be honest, is pretty funny. Y'all know, if anytime it's a man or a woman, even if it's a woman I don't like, I'm normally going to take the side of the woman. I'm honest. I'm biased. Shoot me. Okay. I am normally going to take the side of the woman. That's just who I am. Okay. But Drew, everything was put in front of the judge. The judge said the churn had to go, and there it go. Yes, that's true. Tier 6510. Forgive me, my eyes bad. But thank you. Yeah, that's what we were saying. They're both sorors. So that they could have just said, okay, this is what we gonna do, friend. This is what we gonna do. It just didn't pan out the way they thought. Cent 58 said, I do not have a favorite or have a special person I like on any of these reality shows. I agree. My last favorite person was Nene Leakes, and Nene is no longer there. Okay. So for me, it's a non-starter. I don't have a favorite. I don't like none of these hookers. That's just what that is. Brandon said, I was thinking the same thing. Don't apologize again. Yeah, that I'd be John Brown if I'm gonna keep apologizing to you, and then you sit in my face and act like it's cool, and then 2 seconds later you back complaining and stuff. Because I'm gonna tell you to go to hell. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you to go straight to hell. And I might even draw you a little map to make sure you don't get lost on your way. Aries Diva says she doesn't need to apologize anymore. Once was enough. Yeah, for a fake beef. Ain't nothing really even happening to you. I'm just saying I'm sorry so you could feel better because you claim you feel bad. I'm not finna keep doing that. Tia say K. Michelle is fake like Kelly. Ooh, smile in your face and do the most in the confessional. Yeah, I don't understand that. Because what is we doing that for? Y'all is all grown women. This my thing. Can we be completely honest, y'all? Y'all like my emotional support elephant. My baby gave me that. But can we be honest? It's okay to not like somebody. It's okay if you liked them yesterday and you decided you don't like them today. It's okay. So K. Michelle could easily be like, you know what? I hear your apology, but I don't believe you and I don't mess with you. And I don't think anybody could fault her. I feel like you got some people who got, a loser mentality. And so they can't stand the fact that somebody can dislike somebody. If you don't like Porsha, just be like, look, I don't really mess with you like that. So stay out my face. Maybe you didn't mean nothing. Matter of fact, you probably didn't. I just feel away because I don't like you. Just say that. But to pretend like somebody doing something to you and you got this person apologizing and you smile in their face, yeah, and then immediately go talk crap, that's stupid. You could have just said it to them. Like, what's wrong with you? Take an enema because you full of crap. I'm apologizing once. Either you accept it or you don't. I'm not finna lose no sleep. Not a bit. Not a bit. Porsha ain't sincere. Girl is a liar. Well, I mean, how sincere do you need to be over a fake beef? I'm just asking for a friend. Hey, Pink Pilates Princess, thank you for being 82. Yeah, I'm not finna do that. Vet say Drew's still there until May 31st, isn't she? They say that the last thing that Drew tried to submit to the court to keep from being put out, I think they say the judge threw that out. So she's still gonna have to leave on the original date they told her to be out. I wouldn't want to be in the house with that man, but I don't know Drew's situation, so hopefully it works out. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. There's no way I would be begging to stay in that man's house. I would be wanting to get the hell away from that man, especially after how he talked about her mama. That's how I know Drew is a worthless heifer, because that man, Ralph, totally disrespected her mama, and you still want to be in the house with that man. That's crazy. Juan say, as a brother, I can't rock with Ralph kicking the mother of his kids out their house. That's some weak stuff. Well, here's the problem. He keeping the children in the house. He don't really care what happened to her. He taking it from she ain't his problem no more. But Juan, if you was here Sunday before last, was the last Sunday before last when she went on the date with that dude Black wearing that outfit from Shein, I said then Ralph need his behind kick. This is your children mama. The people know that's them children mama, and you got her in public looking a whole fool in cheap, thin, see-through clothes. You should at least try to help her so that way, you know, keep her in good standing so she could be on the show, make her money. You know, they stay with Bravo every time they renew their contract, they get more money. I feel like back her until she could get in a better position so that way she'll be your help with the children. I feel like Ralph is cocky because he know he got way more money than Drew. But what Ralph need to know is what goes up must come down. You got more money today. It don't mean you're going to have more money forever. It would make sense that you would want her to do well so she can help you with your children. But Ralph has so many sassy character traits that type of stuff don't make sense to him, Juan. He don't see it from a man's point of view. He handles things like the way women handle things when they get emotional, in my opinion. And I agree that two things can be true. Porsha's a liar, but that don't change the apology that she didn't okay Michelle in the first place, that she gave her not once but twice. And I wouldn't give her another one. Brandon say that's good, Nitra, because a lot of women never take the side of other women. You know what? Women who don't never take the side of other women are usually booger wolves. I'm going to just go out on a limb and say it. I don't really care neither. You can't cancel me. Women who never take the side of other women are usually booger wolves. What I mean by that is they's barrillas. What I mean by that is they are tire biters. What I mean by that is that they could model for animal crackers. What I mean is they could be in a beauty contest with 6 orangutans and come in 7th place. It's always a ugly, funny looking, diseased, facially challenged, aesthetically unpleasant woman that naturally takes sides with men over women. You're supposed to naturally stand with a woman. You're a woman first. Now, if I try to stand with you against this man and then, facts start falling out on the table, I can't stand with a straight up lie. But if it's just your word against his and you a woman, I'm going to stand with the woman every time until you start to embarrass me. Now, when I start to feel embarrassed because I'm saying, no, you wrong and she right, and then I'm seeing that everything you done said about this man is a lie, I'm going to back away quietly. But it's usually going to be a booger wolf to take sides with a man over a woman. Because they want to be picked and accepted and whatnot. Right. There you go. I don't think K. Michelle ever went with R. Kelly. I think R. Kelly was a mentor to her, but I don't believe that Kimberly Michelle slept with R. Kelly one time, and she never said that. So I'm not going to say that. Y'all, I'm putting out fires all over America. Y'all wouldn't even believe. Listen, I'm managing West Palm Beach, Houston, Texas. I'm trying to run all the cities. Okay, Vet say being alive or sincere in general, but I believe she was in that moment. I believe she was too, because the reason that I believe she was absolutely being sincere is because Porsha was confused. I don't think Porsha understood what K. Michelle was doing, because we can't accuse Porsha of being quick on her feet. I don't think she understood what K. Michelle was doing. Just like I don't think she caught on real quick last year what Shamil was doing. Pink Pilates Princess say, Auntie, I want to get you a stuffed dragon like mine. I know you. Please get me a stuffed dragon. Please. I want a stuffed dragon. I want one. And I love dragons. I used to call my mama my pet dragon. Oh, please. Then I have an emotional support elephant and a dragon. Please, pretty please, with a cherry on top. Tia says, people can call Porsha lie all they want, but let's be honest, all the housewives lie or have lied through their teeth. Cynthia confirmed Porsha version on a recent interview. K. Michelle wants to be the new Nene. Well, baby, we ain't got but one Nene. We ain't got but one Lanithia. Miss Kaiser Sose said, I'm back, made it home. Well, I'm glad you waited till you got back and out the car before you went to talking, because we don't want no car accidents. Ralph is evil, but Drew not innocent either. That's true. But Drew should have her kids. She's not a horrible mom. Drew making $300,000 to $400,000 a year per Carlos. Well, the people at the courthouse said that her money ain't that. And she admitted that her money ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta also consider that 300,000 to 400,000. That's what he's guessing. He ain't seen that girl contract. That's the next thing. And then the thing after that, the court, from what I heard, Till, I don't know if it's right, but from what I'm hearing and what I think I understand, I think the judge ended up taking them children from Drew because she wasn't getting them to school. I think that's what happened, because something happened where the children had missed enough school that they was concerned. You know what I'm saying? That's not true, Tia. Tia say if Ralph makes $70,000 a month, there wouldn't be a mortgage. People need to think that home is under $2 million. That doesn't mean that. That's not what that means. Just because people have money don't mean they buy houses outright. One of the fires I'm managing down here in West Palm right now, literally, when I say literally, the person in question had over $1 million sitting in the bank, and it was just a $300,000 mortgage, and it was still put on mortgage and not paid outright. You have to know what you're doing. You legit have to know what you're doing. And everybody don't go and sink all their money into a house. But the court's got the paperwork. So it's like we can't litigate it in social media and then make the paperwork at the court not count. ATL is with Drew, but she dropped the ball. I mean, a lot of people like Drew. I just don't like her. But Mia said with me, Nitra, you don't like nobody. I don't. Thank you. I don't believe that about K. Michelle. I don't. You gonna have to show me proof on that one, Mia. I could roll with you with a lot of stuff, but I don't believe that. She say she was in love with him, but did she mean like romantic love? Y'all don't tell me that. Are y'all saying that K. Michelle was in romanticals with R. Kelly? Don't tell me that, y'all. Porsha mad because Kate. So if Porsha mad, why ain't Porsha picking beef? Why is K. Michelle picking beef and not Porsha? Come on now, don't confuse me. Adrian Marie say, Puff the Magic Dragon, live by the sea. You so silly. I love that song, actually. Hey, Camille Fun. Y'all get me caught up in all the stuff. I saw that she making $12,000 a month. And even she said that he make way more than her. Apparently, Drew has money in an LLC. But this is okay. I'm not finna litigate these people money, but what I'm gonna say is this, right? The way I feel is that Drew need to get away from Ralph. I'ma just be honest. She ain't gonna be homeless. Drew is not gonna be homeless. Now, Ralph may have more money than her, but Drew still makes a salary and she's still working. Remember, we was just watching the show and Drew was saying that, she, taking flights, going to the set, doing her job, getting back on the flights, going back home. So the lady is working. Drew is nowhere near finna be homeless. 12 racks a month, she could easily get her a place. Honestly, straight up. Straight the hell up. I don't believe she gonna be homeless, but she do need to get away from Ralph. I don't trust Ralph. I'ma just be honest. I mean, the judge say she have to go, but she can get her a place, and he definitely I just don't trust Ralph. I feel like any chance Ralph gets to put her in a rough position, he's gonna do it. She said R. Kelly didn't want her. That's what K. Michelle said. Oh my God. Oh no, Kay. I love Kay, but I didn't believe that. I'm wrong then if that's what she said. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, it came out of her mouth. Tia say Drew has been on Housewives for 5 seasons. She isn't making $144K a year. Her money is tied up in a trust LLC. We have to think. No, I don't have to think. I got to go by what she say and what they say. I don't want to think and try to make up nothing. She claimed that. So if it's a lie, she told it. But we know Drew do like to lie. But she didn't say that. So until she say what it is, I'm going to go by what she say. And even based on what Drew say, Drew can get a place. That girl is not going to be homeless. Tanya say Drew need to make up with Porsha to get. She already done made up. They done made up. Yeah, she got better wigs now. Tanya, she do. If you go on the naked hair page, Porsha's wig page on Instagram, she's partnering with Porsha and everything, so she can promote wigs. So she got better hair again. Sean say it's giving Drew isn't good with money. Instead of staying in the house, Ralph didn't put her name on. She could have looked for someplace else. Yeah, somewhere close by. And then she just need to watch herself with Ralph, because Ralph is going to be waiting for her to make a mistake, and he's going to make it way worse. Queen say the way she was talking about R. Kelly, it makes me question how she really felt about him. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, now y'all got me, because I didn't pay attention to a lot of the R. Kelly stuff, because I'll be honest, I was irritated. And the reason I was irritated by the whole R. Kelly situation is because we knew that man was a PDF file for years. Like, we've known it for years. And the Black community talked about it for years. And nobody would stop this man. When he jumped up and married Aaliyah when she was underage, a lot of us really stopped listening to his music back then. And I remember that for a fact. And Black people acted like it was cool. They kept playing this man music and everything else. So when everything blew up, I didn't really pay attention to a lot. So I didn't know K. Michelle was talking like that about that man, and she loved him and he didn't want her. I didn't know. Y'all sure taught me something today. Tia say Drew is not broke. Y'all forgot Candy submitted paperwork to the court that both she and Todd make $22K a month. She has her money. What does Candy have to do with this? And like I said, I'm not litigating them people money. I'm going to go by what she said, man. That's all I can do. I can't do that. Mia! I love my Mia. Thank you for the super sticker, y'all. This is my second support of the whole day. Thank you, Mia. And thank you for letting me know what I did not know, okay? Drew said she going to be homeless. Drew need to stop lying. Drew is not going to be homeless, and she need to stop saying that before she speak that up on herself. That girl don't mind lying. Oh, I believe y'all. If y'all say K. Michelle said it, I believe y'all. The minute I'm telling y'all, the minute I hear R. Kelly name, it's like something in my brain shuts off. It just shuts down, because that man has been a menace for years and nobody seemed to care. And I felt like they did not care because the victims were Black young girls. If there was even one white or off-white girl, then everybody would have cared. But because the girls who were victims were Black girls, nobody seemed to care. And better hair again. Yes, Porsha's hairline is T, and those Pampered by Porsha sheets are amazing. I can't even lie. I want to try them sheets. I like the wigs. I'm going to be honest. The wigs are very pretty, but y'all, I can't do wigs no more because of the hot flashes. And by the time I have somebody braid my hair up and put it under a wig, y'all know your big sister, your auntie, y'all know I'm ignorant. Okay. Y'all know auntie's ignorant. I'll snatch that wig off. I won't care where I am. I could be at the church house. I could be at the mall. I could be walking down the street. If a hot flash hit me, I don't care how pretty the wig is. Auntie will snatch it off. So I love them. I love the way they look, but I can't put one on. Okay. I can't do that. I used to wear my wigs. I used to really love a wig, and then the hot flashes got out of control and I couldn't take no more. So, y'all know how it is. You get menopausal, you have to adjust, like now I have to constantly wax my top lip because it be looking like, a national forest up here on my top lip. And then now I get hot flashes and night sweats. Y'all know menopause sucks. See there, Tanya, you crazy. Talking about that's why I say she needed that. Wait a minute. Say, of course, but she does not want to live that life. I feel you. I believe it's in the LLC to trick the judge. Well, if she was trying to trick the judge to make herself look like she was more financially destitute to make Ralph give up some money, I could see that. I don't think it's right, but I could see that. If it's anything's possible. But then again, I don't know these people. So, and when you're dealing with somebody like Drew that misplaced the truth, we just don't know. We don't know. Hey, Black, what's going on? Porsha wrote in her book about being with R. Kelly too. She said she saw the girls being kept in separate bedrooms, controlled. See, I didn't read Porsha's book. Y'all know I don't dig Porsha enough to read nothing she write. I'm not gonna read nothing that could have been wrote by a 5th grader. I'm not gonna do it. No. Tia says K. Michelle tried to talk down on Dream. Michelle saying she was abused. I have no respect for K. Michelle. She was upset when Love and Hip Hop girls didn't believe her abuse. And she said, and she did the same thing. Oh, to Drea. Okay. You meant Drea, but it said Dream. Okay. But you know what? A lot of women did that to Drea. Drea said that man abused her. Nobody believed her. Yeah. And you know what? That's hypocritical as hell. If she did that to Drea and then she didn't like when Rashida and them did that to her. The paperwork is out. Well, send it to me. I ain't seen it. I'm just going by what Drew said. I can only go by what Drew said. I don't care enough about her and Rhea. But if you send it to me on Discord, on Insta, or anywhere, I'm going to read it. And I will publish it to make sure everybody see it. But yeah, I just go by what they say. And, unless I care to dig. Yeah, Drew wanted to keep Ralph downstairs. That's what she wanted. You ain't never wore a wig, girl. Listen. When I say I was the wig girl, I was the wig girl. I don't know nothing about no Temu sheets, girl. They say them sheets Porsha got is some nice sheets. Everybody who done bought them sheets said them some nice sheets. I want some. I just ain't never had a chance to get none. Girl, you be having your private summers too. I can dig it. Yeah, I snatch a wig off. I don't care where I'm at. I ain't got no shame. Yeah, women were saying Aaliyah was fast, all that. Yeah, and it got on my nerves. I didn't like that. Whoo, bless his holy name. Baby, I got some Royal Crown hair grease. I greases my scalp and my hair will grow. You got to do is grease your scalp. So I meant to say K. Michelle talked down on Drea Kelly. I figured out that's what you meant. I figured that's exactly what you meant. But yeah, that's some hypocritical bullcrap. Because what Rashida did to K. Michelle was dead wrong. And if K. Michelle had the nerve to do that to another woman, knowing how she felt, not being believed, and the person who abused her, everybody giving them a pass and acting like they didn't do nothing wrong, to do that to another woman is foul. Deborah said, I got 4 sets of the sheets and gifted sets too. Okay. So Deborah's here, y'all, and she got some. Are the sheets really nice? Because I really do want some. I just always forget. I forget I want them. Say, Pink Pilates Princess say, last season, Drew and Ralph were going to court. It always come off to me as 2 friends fighting. Yep, because they the same person in a lot of ways. But I still feel like, I feel in my heart that Ralph is smarter than Drew. And he's more calculating. And Drew better watch herself around that man, because I feel like he'll smile and kiki in her face and set her up. And before she know it, she'll have a whole lot of legal problems and stuff that she never bargained for. I just don't trust Ralph. I feel like Ralph is way too calculated. Mia say Porsha has a for sale sign in front of her house, unless girl going to pay the mortgage. I mean, it's a house. People sell houses. As long as you keep it, I think it's 2 years, then I think after 2 years, then you don't have to worry about the capital gains tax and all that. But people sell houses, dog. That's what it's for. Equity. Good old equity. You got to get the money out of the house. I'm not mad at that. And it's not a bad move either, considering the fact that as long as she there, we're going to have a bunch of simple people talking about the man house, even after the judge done gave the house to her. And if we're going to talk about it, all that money that Simon is refusing to pay, that's on the books at the courthouse, any equity that he got in it, she gonna be able to take his money too because he ain't paid. So, I mean, I would. Oh, DS. This why you be in that corner. Two females living together don't work all the time. Ralph and Drew. Hey, some people can't live with their mama because it's two women and they be bickering back and forth. Miss Kaiser so says she called the sheets pampered. So Porsha wrote in her book that she witnessed R. Kelly abuse women. I don't know. I didn't read it. I don't read stuff written by slow people. I don't. I feel like Porsha's slow and not in the fun way. Tia say Porsha sold her house in Duluth and got a nice chunk of change. Porsha been paying the mortgage on the marital home since Simon got arrested, so clearly she could afford. Yeah, I don't understand that the foaming at the mouth thing to call black women broke, especially when you see them making money. You know, according to the judge, it ain't his house. And according to the prenup, it ain't his either. He signed it. Yeah, they're not price bad. I just keep forgetting. No, Mia, girl, Simon got himself deported. When you get deported and you sneak back into our country with a fake name, you got yourself deported. He wasn't supposed to be here. Porsha takes a few seconds to load. She does. She be buffering like a son of a gun. So it's like, while she's pretty and she nice to look at, I'm not finna read no book written by Porsha. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Porsha can't write nothing that I would read. Nothing. But God bless all of y'all who did. Yes. Yeah, Porsha getting Simon 50% of his equity since he ain't paying. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was laughing at all the women who were like excited thinking that girl wasn't going to get her money. Y'all crazy as hell. When the house sell, the portion of the equity that's supposed to be his, the judge is just going to give it to Porsha because you didn't pay. Either way. Mia say, girl, she did. But did what? He was here illegally with a fake name. He'd already been deported. You ain't see his record because we went over that on this channel. And none of us know anything for a fact. All I know is he wasn't supposed to be here, and now he ain't. Guess what we do know for a fact? We know for a fact he wasn't supposed to be here. We know he had been deported. We know he came back claiming he was a farm worker. We know he was using an alias. We know if he was here legally, she could have called ice, snow, rain, sunny, cloudy. She could have called every forecast in the world and he'd have still been here. I don't care who called. Let's be clear. I don't care who called. You shouldn't have been here. Because if your paperwork was straight, no matter who Porsha called, did not call, you'd have still been here. You got up out of here because you wasn't supposed to be here. Simon had all them fraud charges, them theft charges, them people deported him. What was that, y'all? What we read back in 90-something? And then he snuck back into our country again. I don't care nothing about that man being deported. Nothing at all. Deborah say, actually, I call ICE on Simon. Hello. Care nothing about that man being deported. Who the hell is he? That's that same Shrek-looking Negro set up on his page, cackling and kikiing with people calling Black Americans Zacatas, talking about passports like we can't afford them. A passport is only a flex to people that need to run away from their home. We don't have to run. We built this mug. So I don't care nothing about him being deported. The hell with him, and everybody look like him, even though I ain't seen nobody quite that ugly. Not in a while. But anywho, let's move on, because the Drew of it all with K. Michelle, we never gonna figure that out. We ain't gonna never get down with that. That's never gonna happen. But I want y'all to see Falynn is mad. And the mess with Simon and Porsha. Let's hear Porsha with this. I don't know why we still talking about it. I don't even know why Carlos King asked it, but he did, and then I'm gonna let y'all see Falynn being angry.
When we cast new Housewives or friend of, we to them.
Right.
I just did Cynthia Bailey's podcast, and I said to her, the network said, you're going to meet Nene.
That's just bringing you in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember with Falynn, it was the same thing with you. And I remember saying to the world, like, I'm not Porsha apologist, but what I need you guys to understand as a producer is there wasn't a friendship there. And I think when it came to you, did you not think at the time that, oh shit, they're going to think I took this woman's husband?
You know, here's the thing. I take full accountability for my part in the optics. Okay. And I take full accountability for not speaking to the narrative once again. At that time, I just didn't feel like it was my place. You know, the things that I knew about her and his relationship, it did not feel like it was my place. I had heard her do an interview and she was like, well, if I'm pregnant, I'll say so.
When we cast new housewives or friend ofs, we assign.
I'm a woman. I'm gonna respect that. If she wants to tell that about herself while that's on her.
Because you knew she was pregnant at the time and you were protecting the story.
It was not my place.
It wasn't your place.
Yeah, it just wasn't my place to speak on. And I knew it very early on. You know, it was one of the reasons that, you know, they were where they were in their relationship.
See, this go back to what I said before. See, this is why I said Porsha be in that reptile enclosure. Okay, this is why we call her the Black Mamba. Okay. Now, am I excusing Falynn for sleeping with the pool boy and getting a baby? No, I am not. I'm going to say this one more time because I want to be very clear. Very clear. Okay? I'm not just Baptist. I'm very Baptist. I'm extremely Baptist. So you ain't got to worry about, am I condoning this woman sleeping around on her husband with the hired hip? Because I'm not condoning that, nor would I ever. But did y'all hear her say, oh, I knew that very early on? Now, those of y'all who can think back, y'all know where we about to go in the chat. Put it in there. My favorite place to go. Y'all type it in the chat if y'all know where we about to go, because I'm going to sing it to you. Back down memory lane. We going back down memory lane. When all this mess blowed up between Simon, Falynn, and Porsha, and he kept harassing Falynn online. This is the other reason why when he started harassing Porsha online, I ain't feel bad for Porsha. I was low-key sniggling at her, irritated at him more or less, because if you mad with her, then you be mad with her. Watch your little slick comments toward Black Americans, because at the end of the day, you over here in a country that we built, and you wouldn't even be able to be here were it not for that civil rights movement where our folks was out here marching and fighting, doing sit-ins and stand-ins, having to deal with dogs and fire hoses and stuff that you ain't never dealt with. Okay. So I didn't appreciate that, but I didn't feel bad for Porsha. Why? Because you was dealing with him when he was harassing Falynn online. So you knew his character is all I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at. Right. So when all that was going on between Simon, Porsha, and Falynn, it came to a point where Falynn was making her comments and her and Simon going back and forth. She was trying to throw shots at Porsha and it wasn't sticking. She was going to Tisa Tales and different people having them say stuff about Porsha, and it really wasn't sticking because Simon kept running at Falynn. And at a certain point during this here, y'all put a 1 if y'all remember this. Simon was like, he's the one that outed her about that baby, but it was way down the line. And that's when he was like, you pregnant with another man's child and you staying in a property that belonged to me right now. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that. And so I'm like, dang, for him to say that, he must really, you know what I'm saying? Like he really act like he know this or he got this on good authority. Thank you for putting the 1, Queena. So Queena remembers him doing that. And I'm like, he really got to have this on good authority. So then she went and did that interview with the little clear boy, Adam or whatever. I think his name was Adam or whatever. Y'all remember that? Put a 1 if you remember that. Just hit me with the ones if y'all remember where we going down memory lane. And she went on there and she had on this white pantsuit or white outfit that was way too big. And I'm like, is she pregnant or is she just trying to look like she a church lady now? Like, what's she doing? Then it was another channel here on YouTube, somebody who is in Atlanta that claimed they seen her and that she was pregnant enough that you could see her belly. So I'm like, oh, nah, girl, you pregnant for real. Up and at them. That's what it was called. Thank you, Deborah. Because, see, I be remembering stuff, but I might not remember all the details. Thank y'all. But y'all know I try to keep the gossip straight. Yep, and he was watching her on the camera. That's right. That's how that thing went. Hey, Karina, Seanitra, you got a good memory, and I'm still trying to figure out what I did yesterday. Girl, I forget why I walked to the kitchen, but I don't forget that gossip. I don't forget that. Good to see you, girl. And so, with all that going on, I'm sitting there like, girl, he really know your business. And the way Falynn was talking in the interview with Little Up and Adam, it's given that she didn't really know how Simon knew. So it's given she wasn't the one that told him, because if she was the one who told him she was pregnant, there's no way she could have sat up there on that interview with Up and Adam trying to dress and act like a televangelist and be talking about, trying to make like she wasn't pregnant and she did this and she wasn't sleeping around and she wasn't doing that and he's just a friend, but you say he just a friend. She didn't know where Simon got that from. So now we're going to go back down. Yes, she lied in the white saying she never cheated and was already pregnante. Yes, she was. So listen, let's go back again. Y'all remember when Porsha had her spinoff show? Put a 3 in the chat if you remember that, because I'm finna take you back down that lane again. Back down memory lane. When Porsha and them was on that show, their spinoff, where she was getting ready to marry Granddaddy, and Dennis was there with his raggedy mama and her grandma and them and the mama and them and the cousin them, everybody there, right? It was a point where they had them in the confessionals, and they asked her and they asked Simon separately who was in who DM first. Y'all remember that? And Porsha was like, oh, he was in my DM first. And Simon was like, nah, she was in my DM first. And then something happened where I believe she was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy brought it up, and that's when she admitted it and said, oh yeah, I was in his DM first. I knew I reached out to him because of what he was going through, and I felt like he needed a friend. And I tried to tell y'all then, Porsha is the one who told on Falynn. That is why I keep telling y'all that. Falynn refuses to say why she mad with Porsha. You're mad with Porsha because Porsha is the one who snitched on you. Porsha reached out to that man first because she heard that girl was pregnant. Falynn got blindsided because there was no way in hell that Simon should have known that, because Falynn probably was trying to figure out, okay, I only said it to this person, and this person. How the hell would he know? You see what I'm saying? The mess was not adding up. It wasn't making no sense. And from the time she admitted that, I knew then you snitched. So now here we go again. Now she up here with Carlos King, and she talking, and she's like, oh, I knew she was pregnant very early on, but it wasn't mine to tell. If it wasn't your business to tell, it wasn't your business to tell her husband either. Let her tell on her own. Let her tell on her own. Was Falynn stupid to be sleeping with the hired help? Yes. Was she triple stupid to get pregnant? Hell yes. But was she quadruple dumb to tell anybody? She thought she could trust people. I feel like Britt Edie is the weakest link. I'm gonna let that sink in. Yeah, she always talking about fixing to drop receipts. Mia, she been saying that for 3-4 years now. Ain't dropped nothing but her bottom lip and some babies. Tia say, nah, I don't believe that. If that was the case, Falynn would have said that long time ago. She hate Porsha, but she ain't gonna say it. She ain't gonna say it because she don't want to admit what was going on. No, they wasn't friends. You not understand. Tia, you got to catch up with the gossip, mama. First of all, are we gonna sit up here and pretend like we don't know Britt Edie some kin to Falynn? That's what we doing? Let me know so I can pretend too. I'm gonna be like K. Michelle. I'm gonna just pretend and see if y'all believe it. So we're gonna sit up here and pretend like we don't know that Britt Edie is some kin to Falynn. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. Because if that's what we doing, then I'm gonna go along with it. Yvette, yeah, Porsha ain't gonna never admit that she did that because that was grimy as hell. You snitched on that girl. Porsha was wearing who clothes? Porsha wasn't wearing none of that girl clothes. Porsha can't get in that girl clothes. Come on now. Tia say, no, I don't believe that for a second. Falynn said Simon had a court hearing, and that's how he found out That's why it took him a while to announce. Simon been knew about that. Simon been knew about that, and Porsha told it. Porsha told on that girl. Yes, Britt eat girl. We covered this last season, right before the season started. I don't take down none of my videos. All the evidence is there. Britt Edie and Falynn is some kin. They some kin. They some goddamn kin. Britt Edie is the reason that mess got out. Now, they was all linked up in some mess. Shamia got in the mix some kind of way. I think she was being around Britt or being around somebody. And I think, honestly, I think it came out of Britt's mouth or Britt was involved some type of way. Shamia got it. It got to Porsha and there it go. And then, you know, all the whole time, oh, Shamia the one hooked us up. Shamia hooked y'all up because Shamia gave you the dirt. Shamia gave Porsha the dirt and Porsha took it to Simon. That's why they ran around talking about, oh, Shamia hooked us up. I bet she did because she the one had the dirt. She the one had the dirt. That's what I'm saying. They all been doing this dirt together. That's why the stories they telling ain't adding up. It's too many missing pieces because all of them scared to tell it like it is. All them hoes scared to tell it like it is. Deborah Randa say, I always thought LaToya out at Falynn. I believe it was Britt. Remember after that Halloween party, LaToya said she been out the mansion. Yeah, but saying she been out the mansion don't mean she knew about what was in that girl uterus. That had to be somebody she was cool with. And she was not cool with LaToya. If y'all remember that LaToya Toyota hoe was bullying and picking with that girl from the beginning. So she wouldn't have told nothing. Yeah, them two supposed to be cousins. They supposed to be cousins. Tia say Britt already said she not related. And you believe her? And you believe her? Because we seen pictures that say otherwise. And if they not blood, can they play cousins? If they not blood, can they play cousins? Because other than that, explain to me how when Britt was going with Rick Ross, that Falynn was in the pictures with them hanging out and stuff. So if they not blood, can them hoes play cousins? Explain it. I'll wait. No. Yeah, well, we did, and we covered it right here on this channel. And I don't take no pictures down. You welcome to dig back through the crates, baby. Hey, Hood Star, thank you for being number 93. No. Porsha outed that girl. Porsha did that. I called it way back when everything first went down. She did that. Porsha outed that girl. She told on that girl. Shamia got the dirt. Shamia brought it to Porsha. Porsha ran it to Simon. That's why Shamia and Porsha was running around giggling and sniggling. A kiki, Shamia hooked us up. A kiki. She hooked you up all right. That's why I say Porsha in the reptile enclosure, that's the Black Mamba. Y'all gonna figure out why I call her the Black Mamba after a while. Y'all gonna catch it on the way home. DS said hotivities must be in the genes. Hello. Listen, I try to stay on top of the mess because at the end of the day, I don't like none of them. So I don't have a vested interest to make up nothing on Porsha. I don't have an interest to make up nothing on Britt, Edie, or Bang Bang Sleazy. I don't have an interest to make up nothing on Shamia, Shalaya, whatever y'all want to call her today. But what's there is there. I mean, at the end of the day, I ain't got to believe nothing but my eyeballs. I seen what I seen and can't nobody make me unsee it. Yvette say, yeah, Shamia introduced her to Simon and Gerald warned Porsha about Simon. Thank you. And I love my girls that can keep the gossip straight because that's how the hell it happened. That's how it went down. Pink Pilates Princess say, two besties and they African husbands living their best life. That's exactly what the hell was going down. Which is why I kept telling people last season on RHOA, the ones that was falling for Shamia's con, like, why y'all falling for this? Like, oh, Porsha is a whole reptile, but Shamia is the innocent little lamb. You silly as hell if you believe that. Even the Bible tell you, how can two walk together except they agree? Y'all ain't been friends since y'all was 15 for nothing. Y'all is the same goddamn people. Y'all the same people. Well, unless you can scrub my eyeballs and my brain from what I done seen, I'm going to tell it like I saw it. Because what I saw, and I'm not finna wipe my eyes and pretend I ain't seen nothing. I seen what I seen. Your brother used to sleep with Shamia. Okay. Everybody done had an ex-girlfriend, an ex-boyfriend before. That's okay. It would be nice if they were not there, taking, committing premarital intercourse, but it's a new day. Everybody real friendly with their privates. So yeah, birds of a feather. Because the truth of the matter is you not gonna do certain stuff with people around unless y'all all do the same thing. And I'm not finna call her to no pass around. I don't know Shamia business like that. She had boyfriends like these other women that had boyfriends. I'm not finna do that. I don't believe in doing that. And I'm not gonna shame her for how she gets her jollies, because I've never been to bed with that girl, so I don't need to know her business either. We don't do that on this channel to women. And you believe him? You believe him? You believe him? Okay. I guess somebody got to believe him. You believe him? Okay. Somebody got to believe everybody. Everybody got to have somebody that believe him. So you that somebody for Simon. You that somebody for him. God bless you. I don't believe nothing come out his mouth, not even his dentures. Nothing. But yeah, let's let this heifer finish. But I just found it really interesting that she putting herself in it again. Oh, I knew early on. Oh, girl, trust me, on this channel, we knew. We knew. Y'all, Tia really believes Simon. I don't believe nothing Simon say. I believe my eyes. That part.
Relationship. It just wasn't my place. And even though if I would have taken that information and put it out, would it have freed me from the shackles of the scarlet letter? Sure, it would have. But that's the price that I paid at that time to just stay out of it. You know what I mean? And for me, when it goes back to whether she was my friend or not, no, she wasn't. I also had text messages that showed the day I was going to film, the producer sent me her number and said, hey, this is her number, so you can meet her. I did not know her. I did not know anything. And of course, I filmed with her and, fist pump Simon, did not even recognize him or anything. I had known him like 8 years ago, didn't even recognize him, had met her that day for the first time. But you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. I know that people at this point.
Porsha is beating a dead horse, y'all. I'm going to just be honest. Ain't but so much more that I'm finna listen to. Girl, we know you didn't know the girl. We know they bring people on and tell you that, you their friend. We don't need to see the text message. Most of us are sensible enough to know that. But it is what it is. It don't look good. It don't look good. And I'm gonna believe until they toss dirt over my coffin, I'm gonna believe that you snitched on that girl. Did I watch the interview? No, absolutely not. I wouldn't watch nothing that man have to say. I don't like that man. Y'all know, again, say it with me in the chat. I don't like nobody. I don't like him. And I really don't like him. I really don't like him. And I don't know why any Black American would sit down with him by the time he's making little slick comments and stuff. People lie in court all the time. Why would he care about lying in court? He was already in a country illegally after committing fraud and theft and sneaking back in under a fake name. Yeah, the optics was raggedy as hell. The optics is raggedy as hell. It don't look good. It don't look good. And she knew that when she went running over there to snitch. Yeah, I remember that. Remember that vintage? Remember that? We did that live stream and we found her old social media where she was Falynn Edie. Oh, I ain't forgot. That's, baby, trust me. Your big sis is just playing crazy for the people that want me to play crazy. Them girls is some kin and I ain't slow. I don't believe she didn't recognize it. But then again, let me not say that. Let me not say that. I don't know whether she recognized him or not. I don't know. Because the word on the street was that a lot of people knew him because he had been owning like restaurants and lounges and stuff up there in Atlanta. So she could have recognized him. She could not have. Simon do have a face that you wouldn't look at on purpose unless you was immediately finna get something. So I don't know. I can't call it. What I can tell you is whether she recognized him before or not, do I believe the producers was like, yeah, bring her on? Yeah, I believe that. She knew it wasn't gonna look good because it was raggedy. It was raggedy. A DM of her saying that she praying for him don't change the fact that I still believe she snitched. So showing one DM mean another DM didn't exist. That's not how that worked. The picture on Mother's Day with Dennis stopped the internet. Sure did. She was up there. Remember she had on that muumuu at Mother's Day? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's raggedy. Did I hear the interview? Porsha said, K. Michelle show. Girl, you said that about 200 messages ago. We've been moved past that, baby. Yvette say, remember they showed Porsha in some outfit, in the same outfit at the same hotel as Simon chilling. I don't remember that. Yeah, Fallon's old social media was Fallon Edie. Mm-hmm. She did. It was a cute muumuu, Tia. It was multicolored, had red, orange, yellow. I think it was some green in it. It was real nice looking, but it was a muumuu. I love a muumuu. I love a muumuu. I'm old enough that I can rock a muumuu. Mm-hmm. Sure can. They real comfortable. Don't sleep on a muumuu. Bet you ain't got to hold your stomach in. Yeah. Uh-huh. You remember that? Uh-huh. It was nice. It was nice. That was the first time we seen Porsha in a muumuu. And when she was going with that man, we saw her in quite a few nice ones. Some nice ones. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they friends or not. They couldn't have been friends for Mr. Gerald to be warning Porsha about that man. Yeah, they warned her about that man and she didn't listen. And well, Gerald warned her, but I don't know if Gerald was aware of Shamia's involvement in the hooking of the up. Mm-hmm. That part. So let's get to Falynn and her wanting to be mad. Because I'm tired of her too. I'm tired of her too. Girl, ain't nothing like a muumuu. Ooh, ain't nothing like a muumuu. If you listen, ladies, if you ain't got one, go get one. Vet say the Gucci swimsuit she had on in that scene, it was a cute swimsuit. Mm-hmm. But look, let's see what Falyn's stupid behind talking about now. When I say I don't like this girl, I just don't like them. I just can't. She say, I know you effing lying. About what? See, listen, y'all. She say, see, I was okay with never speaking on this situation again. But as long as 265 is out here doing interviews, taking accountability and acting as Captain Save a Hole with Carlos King, F it. Time to blow the dust off these receipts so that everyone can take real accountability and this ish can finally die. Falynn, it's already dead, mama. It's dead. Who did she save? All she said was it wasn't her story to tell. Falyn's so dumb. She don't even realize this girl, Lord. You so dumb. She don't care about you calling her 265. She said that in the interview. She said them just words. She laughed all the way to the bank. She don't care about y'all calling her dumb. But Falynn, the dummy is you. You had the man with his illegal money, all his scamming money. His pecker is broke. You don't even have to sleep with this man. All you had to do was spend his money and eat your food. That's it. That's it. But you decided to go get pregnant by the pool boy and kept it. Falynn, you wasn't even smart enough to get it flushed out. You wasn't even smart enough to delete us the fetus. While you weren't about 265 days. Well, if Porsha, you ain't got but 265 days, how many days do your year have? I bet you Porsha wouldn't have went and carried no baby by the pool boy and messed up her money. You did that. Falynn, you did that. And she been, how many years, y'all? Somebody tell me how many years this been. That she talking about receipts. If you don't come on and show us the receipts, shut up about them. The girl ain't said nothing out the way. All she said was she knew about it, and it wasn't her story to tell. You wanted her to say it was her story to tell? Who told you to do it? Who told you to do it? Like, what is you even mad about? If you ask me, I feel like Falynn mad with herself. Talking about so everybody can take real accountability and it can die. It's already dead, mama. She done married the man, divorced the man, enforced the prenup that he signed after 9 months of their lawyers going over it. She finna sell the house according to what the people say. I don't know, because I ain't seen the for sale sign. But if she do sell the house, then she got all that. She done cleared out and got him all the way out the country, according to y'all. Because I don't know whether she called ICE or not. I'm going to tell you the truth. I would have. I promise you, if he'd have been on the internet harassing me like he was harassing Porsha, girl, I'd have called ICE every afternoon at 3 p.m. Every afternoon at 3. If he played golf, I'd have sent him to the golf course. If he'd have went to get his scalp polished, I'd have sent him to the barbershop. If he'd have went out for drinks, I'd have sent him to the bar. Hood Star say, right, if you got receipts, just drop them. All that got darn yapping. Sick of that. Tia say, Porsha, like many of us, don't marry down, marry up. Falynn has been showing receipts for 5 years and we still waiting. Porsha didn't tell one lie. Falynn was cheating and Jalen said it in the interview. Child, Jalen said a lot more than that. I had a little talk with Jalen. That's why I was surprised he went on and married her, honey, because I had a little talk with Jalen. Tia say Porsha got the man, got the house, got the money, and sent him packing goals. You joking, I'm not. Right. Thank you, Black Lasser. Okay. Listen. Hello, ICE. This is Shirley. When I tell you, Simon was actually doing good that he was playing with somebody as slow as Porsha. Because I'd have called ICE every afternoon at 3 p.m. I'd have had a standing appointment. Insult me, play with me, and know your paperwork ain't right. That's all I'm saying. You can do it if you want to. I hope you know what you're doing. Because what I am is ignorant. That's what I am. Now, let's take a look at this right here. This is why I said K. Michelle has made me eat crow ever since the first episode. The first episode I enjoyed with K. Michelle. And after this is why I said I was wrong and y'all was right. Everybody who told me, no, Nitra, K. Michelle ain't going to be good on the show. And I was running my mouth, just busy running my gator. Oh, no, K. Michelle going to be great for the show. K. Michelle is good for reality TV. I love K. Michelle. K. Michelle is funny. I was singing her praises, and K. Michelle done embarrassed the dog mess out of me. K. Michelle ain't ready for this show, man. Straight up. Pink Pilates Princess says, I'm Mexican, and I would have called ICE on him. I know that's right. Harass me. Play with me if you want to. And you a man, and you talking trash, and you think you harassing who? Every afternoon at 3 p.m. They'd have cleared the phone line and been like, Miss Locker finna call y'all in about 5 minutes. Y'all hope we can go to lunch after this. She finna call. They'd have been waiting on me. Yep. ICE, this is Shirley. Yeah. So y'all look at this. K. Michelle can't even deal with the Bravo fans. I don't know what we gonna do. I still love K. Michelle, but I'm just not loving her for this show. Maybe she could turn it around. But y'all, look, she up here arguing online with fans. I just don't know. So she's had posted and said, shut the F up. I'm literally so annoyed and sick of y'all. Sit around and talk all day. I'm done with the shenanigans. I'm not an OG. I don't give a F. I am K. Michelle. I will speak as I want, tweet as I want, and marry who the F I want. I've been through hell with this man. None of you will validate what we have. I said what I said. Okay. K might, because we know K Michelle is sensitive. Now, the stuff with Porsha, I don't think she was being sensitive. I stand by it. She was trying to pick and fake a beef. But we do know Kay can be very sensitive. So whatever was being said about her marrying that man and shouldn't have married the man, or whatever they felt about it, it got to her. It got to her. So she, you know, she's talking about all the F's that she don't give, and F this, F that, F here, F there, F everywhere, F. Okay. So this person responds to Kay and says, and there's that love and hip hop flavor I just knew you would bring Kenya right MFing back at Bravo TV, right? The fans say stuff like that. And let me just tell y'all, I came on here a bunch of times to tell y'all that sometimes y'all bully them people. Y'all remember y'all bullied Mia Thornton so bad that girl closed off her social media for a couple of days. Like, she tried to cancel her Instagram and Twitter. That's what the fans do at Bravo. Y'all some roughnecks. Y'all some straight up roughnecks, and I'm calling you out, okay? Because I ain't one of them. I can say it. And I laugh when y'all do it too. I don't do it, but I do get a kick out of it, and I laugh. I laugh very hard when y'all start bullying them people. But my thing is, K Michelle, this is just your first season, mama. You just a couple of episodes in, and you already losing it. So this person like bring back Kenya. Bravo fans do that. Bravo fans will do that to you. You doing something, or you not a favorite, or you not their favorite person at the moment, they gonna talk about how trash you are. They gonna make a slick comment, even if they gotta repeat somebody else's reheated nachos of a read to you and say, bring back Nene, bring back Kenya, bring back Candy, bring back Welcome Back Carter. They gonna say stuff like that. K Michelle lost it, man. K Michelle lost it. Now, Tia say K Michelle getting mad that the people call her dumb for marrying for the show and not having a prenup. Girl, Porsha and others have been getting bullied for years and never clap back. Right. If they say something, it be something kind of cutesy. They don't take it to heart. Kay did. So this person said this, and they said, bring Kenya back. Y'all, K Michelle lost her man. Is that supposed to be an insult? Because that one's played out also. That show gave me my opportunity, and I'll always respect it. Funny how y'all racist towards your own people. Kay, how is that racist, mama? You can cut the ish over me. You can cut the ish over. Wait, over with me? Okay. Through every mean, attacking tweet you send, I see right through it. With compassion, it's obvious to everyone here. You don't like yourself, or maybe your mother doesn't like you. But either way, I love me. It's a part of my story. Kay, have a blessed day. K Michelle is not ready for this audience. She's not. She's good reality TV, but I think that she is struggling because she doesn't know how to give the Housewives version of good reality TV. And this whole racist, like, girl, how is it racist? How is it racist? I think at some point we're going to have a real conversation about the fact, Lord, Vet say, this is what I meant by her delusion. Because I'm like, what is this? I was lost too. But then I thought about it. It's like, okay, so she's saying that addressing different demographics is racist within the Black collective. There are different demographics. Black is not a monolith, and that's okay. So you can have a demographic that a particular show appeals to, and a different demographic that an entirely different show or network appeals to, and none of that equates to racism, especially if you're talking about the same race of people. You get me? So it's just weird that Kimberly is having a hard time there. Kimberly, if you wanted to say anything, I could see you saying classism, because you're generally talking about two more than likely different socioeconomic levels, because Black people do not all fall into one socioeconomic level. We don't. That's why I get very irritated when I see certain Black people who may not be okay with an urban aesthetic or an urban environment, and then you see other Black people come in and say, oh, you're being anti-Black. No, because that would imply that Blackness is synonymous with urban living. Blackness is synonymous with poverty. Blackness is synonymous with crime or any other statistic or demographic that could be viewed as negative. We are not synonymous with any of those things. Black people are not a monolith in this country. There's not even one Black ethnic group that you could say that about. Because within the amount of Black people in this country, you got so many different ethnic groups. And I feel like trying to apply flat Blackness to Black people, that is actually racist. That's a very racist trope. That's seeing yourself through the lens of your oppressor. That's what that is. So that person, could they have been being classist? Sure. They could have been saying, hey, people from this socioeconomic level like Love and Hip Hop, and hey, I'm above that, so I wouldn't watch that. That's not being colorist. Not colorist, forgive me, racist. Classist, you can make a good case for that. It's not being anti-Black. It's not being racist, but classist, absolutely. But trying to apply flat Blackness to every Black complected person in this country, that is racism. That is looking at Black-skinned people through the eyes of your oppressor, because to them, you're all the same, because they feel like they're better than you based on your complexion. Am I making sense to y'all? Because that type of ignorance just, it makes my brain itch in a spot where I can't reach. The fact that she's trying to apply flat Blackness, that's actually participating in racism. It is. But she called the person racist. And I'm like, girl, if this is what you think racist is, she wouldn't have made it on Potomac. She would not have made it on Potomac at all. Oh, Black Honeybee sent me a cash app. This is my third supporter the whole day. Let me send a heart back. Thank you, sis. Let me look at something real quick. Oh. Okay, I just saw a stuffed dragon and it sent me. But yeah, like that type of stuff. Thank you. At least DS responded back, because I want to make sure I'm actually making sense. I think flat Blackness is one of the most racist things that can happen. And right now in this country, we're having an epidemic of people trying to force flat Blackness on Black Americans. And I think it's disgusting. And the fact that K. Michelle, as educated as she is, doesn't realize that that's a problem. That's a problem. Vintage says we can be colorist, classist, elitist. Don't forget elitist. And have biases against age, weight, height, hair texture, nose width, tons of other things with our racial identity, but racism is not one of them. You're absolutely correct. Thank you, sis. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, it just lets me know she's not ready. Thank you so much, Black Honeybees. But that's the thing that really gets me. She's not ready. If she had to deal with the Potomac fans, those are some of the most racist people, because I think Potomac falls into a strange demographic where it's largely Black women, but then you have fans that are non-Blacks. And so when the colorism things were starting to play out on Potomac, you had non-Black people who felt like they could identify more with Team Yellow and the colorism crew. And so we saw a lot of very, very openly bigoted comments toward Black presenting women on Potomac. If she had been on Potomac, she would have experienced some actual racism. Somebody talking about a socioeconomic class of people or a demographic of people that were more urban, there's no way she could have thought that was racist had she experienced some of the actual racism that comes from Bravo fans. Because Bravo's non-black fans, a lot of them are super racist. Super racist. I mean, super. To the moon. To the moon. So I just feel like I had to eat my crow. This might not be a great idea for K. Michelle, but you know, nothing's written in stone. She could get her bearing under her and whip and flip that thing around. Like I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Pinky Cole, I was not crazy about Wendy Osefo her first season. I couldn't stand her. Y'all know I had renamed her Juvenile with her 400 degrees, and Wendy corrected by her second season back. Wendy had kind of like won me over. Like, yeah, you corrected. You saw where you messed up. You cleaned it up. Bet. K. Michelle could whip this thing and flip it back around. Pinky Cole could whip it and flip it back around. But just being honest, if K. Michelle don't like get this thing under control, I don't see it for her. Not on this show. She's even the fans have her triggered. If the fan base has already triggered you, I just don't know where we can go from here. Tia said, I do think the RHOA fans are extreme at times. I do not like the slut shaming and calling women out their names, etc. You don't have to like a person, but some of these fans are extremes and do too much. I agree. Right, Yvette? Just like Wendy. Wendy started off horrible. Wendy started off abysmal. Like her anti-Black American attitude was coming out so strong that I was like, listen, somebody take her papers. Because I was sick of her. Wendy turned that thing around really good. She corrected herself, and it was like, okay, I can work with anybody if you see where you went wrong and correct your behavior. But these two ladies, let's see what happens, because at this point, we're not even halfway through the season. We're not even halfway through the season. So let's just see where it goes. Hey, one who cares. Thank you for being number 99, sis. Ziriana, hey, boo. Say, I want K. Michelle to talk about how she got the MJ skin tone over the years. Do we really need her to talk about the skin, Ziriana? We already got to deal with leaky buns. That, I think, is a more interesting story. I think that's a lot more of an interesting story. And I think it's helpful more than anything, right? And the reason I say that is because you have a lot of young women who have some of the same insecurities that Kimberly Michelle dealt with. So her telling her story might make somebody else think twice. It might make them say, you know, I do want that, but let me just take my time. Let me do some more research. Let me make sure what I'm doing is not going to cause me health problems in the long run. Her talking about her complexion and what happened to her complexion and if she's using the right foundation, if she tried glutathione or whatever, that's not going to really help nobody. Because if we're going to be honest, the majority of Black American women don't bleach anyway. So that's never going to be an epidemic here. We look down on people who bleach. We are mean as hell to people who bleach in this country. Put a 7 in the chat if y'all know I'm telling the truth. We don't play the bleach game. So whatever happened with her talking about it is not going to help her. And it's not going to help the audience because that's not an epidemic here. This is not a country where that's the thing. Black women in this country, if you take a picture and the flash on your camera too bright, they're going to accuse you of bleaching and drag you through the mud. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we are about, listen, this is one place, this place with the Black Americans. We do not play about that color thing. This is a country where we hold each other accountable for that blackness, baby. We don't play that. We don't play about that black. You better act like you love that black. You better put it on a flag and wear it around your neck. You can't do that here. So it's no danger. Adrian Marie, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Yvette say here too, no to bleaching. Yeah, don't be doing that. And I really, you know, I don't believe in trying to control people, but I do wish that globally people who are heavily melanated would just learn to adore and love your skin. Love it. Like them people would buy it from you or steal it from you if they could. Just love yourself. Love your stuff, honey. You got something going that can't nobody else mimic or create in a lab. You know, rock your black. Tia says, I remember when K. Michelle lied on Love and Hip Hop saying that her butt Was cornbread fed, and that was such a lie. We all knew it. K. Michelle has a lot of insecurities. She does. A lot of women do. A lot of women do. I ain't gonna beat her over the head for that. I'm not. A lot of women have a lot of insecurities. And then some of us who don't have insecurities, I dare you to tell us why. See, we ain't had a crown chat in a minute. We need to, huh, y'all? We need to have a crown chat. Because I can tell you something. I don't have a lot of insecurities. But if I told you why, you'd feel terrible. See, the thing with women, especially, because of how women are socialized, it's almost impossible not to have some insecurities. That's one. If you're a Black woman, good luck not having insecurities. Because you're constantly going to be judged, policed, poked, prodded, picked with, not allowed to be yourself. Every decision you make is going to be picked apart and pulled apart. And then when you find some of us who don't have insecurities, the reason why will be enough to make you cry. You run into girls like me who don't have insecurities. It's not because, oh, we're so self-assured. It's because we went through enough emotional abuse and verbal abuse from people that we should have been able to trust that it was basically traumatized out of you. So that's not good either. So we're not going to pick and poke and beat somebody over the head for having insecurities. I mean, congratulations. Welcome to womanhood. Welcome to womanhood. The world that we live in is very patriarchal. And so women are conditioned to constantly mess with themselves, compare themselves to other women, view themselves through the male gaze. So that's just, that's part of the landscape. That's part of the landscape, and it just goes with the territory. Okay. Next, before we get up out of here, y'all say a prayer for little Megan Thee Stallion, little Megan Pete. The men, the sassy men, the ones that sneak and wear tampons when ain't nobody looking, they all attacking this girl. And all she said was she broke up with Clay because he's a cheater, pumpkin eater. Now, Clay is having to wear it on his own. He all on social media trying to prove he happy. Son, I ain't never know nobody was happy that had to prove it to anybody. Hold on. Hey, boo. Hey. Right. Give me 1 second. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to call you right back. All right. Y'all, I keep telling y'all I got churn all over the world. I got to take care of all the churn. But yeah, so yeah, we got to say a little prayer for her the way they picking and poking with this girl. And you're right, there are women bothering her too. But like we talked about, the women who go around picking and poking with other women and, always quick to take a man's side over a woman, those are usually very unattractive, angry women. And, pray for them too. Pray for them too. If their faces heal, then their hearts will heal, together. But yeah, a lot of the picking, a lot of the, tampon bros are just running around, high-fiving, jiggling their boobs in celebration of him cheating. People saying that Lil Clay looked like the PBS logo. I always thought he looked like Squidward's house on SpongeBob, but they are dragging him and whatnot. And I just don't know where we go from here. Hopefully it goes away soon. Hopefully Megan is looking after her mental health because, she's talked about her mental health challenges before. So y'all say a little prayer for that young lady. I ain't finna tell y'all to pray for Clay. Y'all can pray for him if you want to, but I won't waste a prayer on him. He knew he didn't mean that girl no good. He should have left the girl alone. Don't be having her up around your people and you want to be a hoe. You want to be a hoe, son? Go be a hoe. I don't condone the hoeing, but if that's where you are and you're not ready to settle down and you see that's what the young lady is ready to do, then keep doing your thing. Don't waste the young lady's time or whatever. But at the same time, young people date, young people break up. It don't always work out. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay if it don't work out. And then you move on. And then hopefully y'all can go date other people. And hopefully, when Clay starts dating again and he's ready to be serious, he finds a nice young lady And the same for Megan. You know, whenever she's healed up and she's ready to give anybody another chance again, if she ever does again, then hopefully that young man will be ready. But y'all say a prayer for little Megan and her mental health, because, you know, people love to attack that girl. And she don't have parents, grandparents, nobody. That baby's in the world by herself. So y'all say a little prayer for her. But y'all, that's it, and that's all, because I wasn't even supposed to stay on here this long. But I did, because I was having too much fun with y'all. It's your fault. But listen, I want to say again a special thank you to Sabra Hardy, to Black Honeybees, to Mia, to Adrienne Marie for supporting the stream. All of y'all for kicking it with me and hitting the like button. And y'all know what time it is. If you didn't hit that like button out, okay? Hit your notification bell, click all, so you'll know every single time we go live on this channel. And make sure y'all in Discord, because don't forget what I told y'all. The Mary Kay bundles is going to be getting auctioned off. They got the sneak peek tomorrow and the main event on Sunday. And baby, from what I heard, it's going down. So you don't want to miss it. I'm just telling you, don't blame me if you do. Because if I get me some stuff, I'm going to come up in here bragging and running my mouth. So don't miss out. Make sure y'all in Discord. Also, if you in Discord, you're going to always know when I'm live, because I always tell my fam in Discord first. Okay? Now, subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed already, because you know we happy to have you here. You know that. You know I ain't got to tell you. And if you want to join channel membership, there's a join button beneath the video and a membership link in the description box. Now, also in that description box, we got the link for my book, Little Girl, Big World. It is a survival guide for all of our girls leaving home for the first time. It gives them travel tips, party tips, how to make sure they get back to their dorm safe, how to take a Uber safely, all of that, because we got to keep our girls safe. Always remember, if you need a copy and you can't afford it, holler at your girl. Get at me in Discord and I will see to it that you get a copy free of charge. Also in the description box, we got our Amazon storefront, so you can shop for your home like I shop for mine. We got our merchandise store, so you can get your gear and represent the royal family. And the link for my Amazon wish list, because my sister's like D. Lauren Brown, like what's my girl? Who just hooked me up last time? God dog it, my mind is so bad. Oh man, it'll come back to me. My sisters be hooking me up. So that's there. Y'all know I appreciate all the support, all the well wishes when my health is not great. Thank y'all, those of you who send me a message or check on me or anything. I appreciate you. Even if you just thought about me and said a prayer and didn't say nothing to me, you just prayed for me. Thank you for that too, okay? So listen, y'all know what time it is, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening. When you go to bed, say your prayers. When you get up tomorrow, remember to be positive and productive. Encourage the people around you and remember to encourage yourself. And in case don't nobody else say it to you, listen, God loves you. I love you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. I'll see y'all next time, okay?